Welcome to Identity-Aware RAG using Pebblo. Enforcing identity-based context retrieval is a necessary requirement in enterprise RAG applications. Until now, it has been done with lots of custom solutions, spinning separate applications for each department or authorization groups. We are going to show how we can now do this easily out of the box using a single RAG application with Pebblo, LangChain, and Unstructured. Here, we have HR documents stored in Google Drive, some of which are authorized for all groups, including engineering, while some documents are restricted only to the HR group. As you can see, the document ingestion process is enhanced to pull authorized identities into the vector database. Now, engineering group users will get valid responses when they ask a general HR policy question, while if they ask specific questions that are restricted to them, such as giving the performance improvement plan for, say, user John, the response is prohibited. However, the same RAG app will serve that prompt for an HR team member with a proper response. All this can be achieved with few lines of code change to your existing RAG application. Here, you see different HR documents with slightly different authorization settings. For example, this general performance review policy is allowed for both HR group and the engineering group, while the specific performance reports of specific employees are restricted only to the HR group. For example, these ones, including the consolidated performance report, is also restricted only to the HR group. Now let's see how the ingestion code looks for this process. As you can see here, the Pebblo safe loader is used to pull the documents, and here we are using the Google Drive loader along with a knob that will help to pull the actual authorization identities of the document stored in the Google Drive. Here we also use the unstructured file loader for the PDF processing. Now let's start the ingestion process. As you can see, the documents are pulled from the Google Drive loader here using the code that we just saw. And as you would see here, the authorized identities are also pulled along with the document chunks. Now let's look at the prompt session side. As you can see here, we are using a Pebblo retrieval QA chain where we also pass in the auth context, where you pass in the user identity of the actual user trying to prompt the RAG application, and see how this enforces the type of authentication and authorization that's required in a typical enterprise RAG application. Let's demonstrate this using a Streamlit application. So this is a simple RAG application, again, now based on the data ingested that you saw from the Google Drive loader. Now let's log in this time as a HR user and see how the RAG application behaves. All right, now we are logged in as a HR user, and you can see it is authorized to access any document belonging to HR group, and of course, if there's anything specific to the user itself. Now let's try some prompts and see how the application behaves. Here I'm asking a specific prompt related to general company policy. And let's see what is the answer. So in this case, it's giving a response, again, based on what it found in the document related to general performance review policies of this document. You can see this described here. Now let's try another prompt where this prompt indicates the type of access that's required only or should be authorized only for the HR team member. So in this case, the HR team member is asking what is the performance details of a specific user or a specific employee, in this case, John Smith. And now you can see there is a specific response, a valid response from the application. Again, this response is based on what's actually fed into the vector database, and that is allowed for this specific HR user. In this case, you can find this in this document. So this is what the RAG application responded with. Right? Again, it's now behaving as it should with the proper HR team member ability to access all kind of documents that's ingested. Now let's try the same application for a different user. Now as part of an engineering organization. So now let's log in again. Now this time I'm going to pick a user that belongs to an engineering group. As you can see, now the application we have logged in as an engineering user. Now let's try the same prompts that we tried before. Here I'm trying the general company policy related to performance reviews. Let's try it again. The engineering group also has access to this document. And as you can see, it correctly responds with the performance review policies of the Acme Corp. Now let's try the other prompt that is allowed only for HR user, and let's see what kind of response the engineering user gets. As you can see, the engineering user doesn't get a specific answer for John Smith as it is restricted only to the HR group. And this is how you can bring in identity and authorization to your RAG application using Pebblo Safe Loader and an enhanced retrieval chain like the Pebblo retrieval chain. Thanks.